So here's a quick look at my solar system. I am currently standing up on the roof, and this is the front of my house, which faces, that's east and that's south. So the majority of the panels face either south or east on the front of the house. These panels here get a ton of light during the day. The sun is currently, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, currently directly overhead, just about. And then there are panels on the back of the house which get primarily afternoon sun. These panels are facing west. As you can see, there's some trees in the front yard, but they're far enough away and low enough that by 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, the sun sort of rises over here. It's June. It's mid-June, so the sun is rising in the almost the northeast, and then traveling across the sky, reaching, the longest days of the summer here. And then these guys, the sun, I'm kind of thinking about taking that tall tree to the right down, because by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun starts dropping behind there, and it's hurting the production. So that's just kind of wanted to give you a quick look. There's 50 total panels. Each one's 325 watts for a total of a 15.25 kilowatt hour system. The most we've ever produced at peak, the highest has been like 12 kilowatt hours, somewhere in there. We're usually like maxing out around 11.8 or 11.9. We just haven't had a really great sunny day yet in June where I've been able to see it get over 12. It definitely has not produced the 15.25, but that's sort of to be expected. That's perfect conditions, perfect weather, not too hot, every panel getting full sun all at the same time, which given our layout up here is impossible. So it's really not about the peak time, it's more about the duration throughout the day, the number of panels. So I'll climb down off the roof and give you guys a look from the ground what this all looks like. So here's a view of the front of the house, and actually you don't see this view. I'm actually standing out in front of the house, and you can see the panels on the roof facing, these ones are facing east, those are facing south, as are the ones on the side of that dormer there. But I'll show you I'm going to walk over here. This is our driveway's over to this side of the house, and you can see that from the driveway you don't actually see the solar panels almost at all when you're approaching the house. So when you pull in, you don't, aside from the edge there of those panels that are on the south-facing roof, you don't actually see, and there's a tree I took down that was blocking a lot of this. I just got to get rid of the stump. You don't actually see the panels very much from the driveway where you approach the house. If you want to see the panels, you actually kind of have to walk around the front of the house, which, unless I'm mowing the lawn, doesn't happen very often. So just to reiterate, and I'll show you guys in a second what the inverters look like down in the basement, but it's a 15.25 kilowatt hour system. In May, so I have the data and I can show you all of this from my computer. In May, we produced 2.35 megawatts of power and consumed, off the top of my head, 800 kilowatt hours. And so we actually overproduced from what we consumed, and I can show you my energy bill as well. So for the first time on the May bill, we banked some energy for use later in the year, because we are a net metered system, which means that anything that we produce that's over our consumption will be banked for later in the year, when in January, December, whatever, when there's snow covering the panels or we're using more than we're producing, we can draw from that. The goal is to break even, basically, that we're not trying to produce a ton and make money off of it, but just produce enough that throughout the year we make what we use throughout the summer months in the winter months. So that's kind of the goal. And so our energy bill for May was $48. $21, which is just the delivery charge for electric. We didn't use any from the grid. We made, like I said, we made more than we used. And the gas bill was $27 and some change, or $26 and some change, whatever. So all told, a $48 electric bill, or energy bill, I guess, electric and gas, which I am more than happy with. That's the goal. The goal is to eliminate the electric bill. We're paying the company that we got the solar loan through every month for the offset, whatever wasn't reimbursed through the tax incentives. So those payments basically have replaced our electric bill. And so then eventually when the system's paid off, we're in the green, we're in the black, excuse me, we're making money. So I'll take you down the basement and show you what the inverters look like. Before we head down to the basement, just a quick shot of the panels that are on the back side of the house. So you saw the ones on the front, so quickly, this is the back of the house, my deck, which desperately needs a coat of stain. And then the sun is up over here, and it's slowly working its way towards these trees. So we're kind of past our peak point for the day. Today we've produced like 60 or 70 kilowatt hours. I'd have to take a look at the app, which I can show you screenshots of that too in the video as well. So I'll take some pictures of that and share those, what it looks like. I have Solaredge inverters, 2 of them, and so there's a Solaredge monitoring portal that I can use the app or I can use the web platform. So I'll take you down the basement and show you what the inverters look like down there. So here are the 2 inverters. I'll just turn that back on so you can see. Here are my 2 Solaredge HD Wave inverters that are down here. I don't do anything with them. It's a zero maintenance system. Once everything's installed, there's no upkeep or anything, and because I can check everything on the web, I don't have to do anything with these aside from just let them do their jobs. So the power comes in from the panels, and it's DC, it's direct current power, and the inverters turn that into AC power or alternating current that can then be used by the house. During the day, we're drawing most of our power right from the panels and not from the grid. And then whatever additional power that's being generated that we're not using then gets directed to the grid. For us to be able to draw from later. The goal long term is right here to stick a couple of batteries, whether they be Tesla Powerwalls or LG Chem or whatever the new technology is going to be. I would love to have this house be totally self-sustaining. If you guys have followed any of my other videos, you've seen the fish tank, you've seen the amount of power we're using. And it would be ideal if we could get some batteries in here. I've spent a ton of time looking into it, sort of seeing what people are doing. I've even considered doing like a DIY situation with some Tesla car batteries. But that's all going to be down the road. I want to get some of the solar paid off before we even consider any upgrades to the system. It really hasn't even been up for a year. See what a calendar year looks like, see what we're doing. The only issue is, and this is annoying, if we lose power, you can't have the panels generating power. So the inverters shut down automatically if the grid is down. Which means you've got this house that's generating all of this power and you can't use it because it's a danger to the guys working on the lines. But if you have a battery, you can switch, and it can actually automatically switch so that if the power is down, the house will switch to the battery backup and can keep functioning, which is a big deal when you've got 1,000 gallons worth of salt water in your house. So I just wanted to throw out a quick video on the solar system. By all means, hit me with questions if you have any, in the comments, and I can sort of answer any of them for you. I'm interested in learning more about this, so if you're a solar expert, by all means chime in as well. That's it. That's my solar system.